Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 10. It is round 17, the last round before the finals. And we've got match of the round, round 17, Melbourne versus the Brisbane Lions at the MCG. This will be a critical game. It will determine the top four, top eight. We've got number one offense team Geelong, Melbourne, number one defense team, and the Brisbane Lions with a big winning streak of 2. All right, let's get to the first game. It is Port Adelaide versus Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval. Let's go to the first quarter. We've got the Magpies on top, Port Adelaide in 8th. So if Port Adelaide win this, they could potentially have a top 4 finish. First quarter has completed and Collingwood are 3-4. 22 to Port Adelaide, 1-5-11. Second quarter underway in this match. Collingwood minor premiership at the moment. Fremantle with the wooden spoon. Siren has gone for half-time and Port Adelaide have kicked 6 goals to Collingwood 4-6. And Collingwood at half-time are 1 point up, 52 to 51. Second half underway in this game. It is Port Adelaide versus Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval. Siren has gone for three-quarter time and Port Adelaide after half-time have kicked 6 goals, 1 to Collingwood 2-6. So Port Adelaide are 18 points up, 88 to 70. Last quarter underway in this match. Who is going to win? Collingwood lose. They might lose their top spot. Siren has gone and Collingwood in the end have come back and won by 2 points. They've kicked 6 goals, 3 to Port Adelaide, 3-1. Full score, Port Adelaide 16-11, 107 to Collingwood 15-19, 109. What a thriller. So Collingwood, they will be minor premiers in season 10. Winning 12 games, losing 5. Let's go to the next game. It is GWS Giants versus Geelong Cats at Giant Stadium. So GWS Giants are second last. Geelong are just outside the 8. They need to win to have any chance. The Cats, they've kicked 3 goals to the Giants, 2-4. And it's Geelong by 6 points, 22 to 16. Second quarter underway. Siren has gone for half-time. Geelong kicked 5 goals, 1 to the Giants, 4-4. And the Cats are leading by 9 points, 53 to 44. Third quarter underway in this match. It is the Giants versus Geelong Cats at Giant Stadium. Three-quarter time has come and the Giants have won it by 2 points. They kicked 4 goals, 6 to the Cats, 4 goals, 4, and it is 7 points the difference. The Cats way 81 to 74. Last quarter underway in this match. Can the Geelong Cats win and hopefully get a finals berth? But final siren has gone and the Giants have won at home in the last round. And that would probably kick out the Cats out of the finals for season 10. Giants final score 15-17, 107 to the Cats, 13-15, 93. So 14 points they won by. All right, so that puts the Giants with 6 wins, 11 losses for season 10. Let's go to the next game. It is Hawthorn versus Sydney Swans at Marvel Stadium. Hawthorn 11th, Sydney at 12th. Hawthorn have kicked 5 goals, 3 to Sydney, 3-5. 10 points down Sydney, 23 to 33. Second quarter underway in this match. Siren has gone for half-time and the Sydney Swans have won it by 1 point. They kicked 5 goals, 5 to Hawthorn, 5-4. And it is 9 points the difference. Hawthorn's way, 67 to 58. Third quarter has started in this match. It's Hawthorn versus Sydney at Marvel Stadium. Three-quarter time has come, and Hawthorn have kicked 4 goals, 6 to Sydney, 2 goals, 1 in this match. It is 26 points the difference to Hawthorn, 97 to 71. Last quarter underway in this match. Hawthorn may go on with it. Final siren has gone. Hawthorn have won by 44 points. And the final scores, Hawthorn 19-15, 129 to Sydney 12-13, 85. So that puts Hawthorn outside the 8 in 10th spot, winning nine games, losing 8. All right, next game, Melbourne versus Brisbane at the MCG. It is match of the round. First quarter underway. Siren has gone for the first quarter completion, and Melbourne have kicked 5 goals, 6 to Brisbane, 3-1. So Brisbane 19 to Melbourne 36. Brisbane down by 17 points. Second quarter underway. Siren has gone for halftime, and Brisbane have kicked 6 goals, 2 to Melbourne, 4-2. And it is 5 points the difference Melbourne's way, 62 to 57. Third quarter has started. Melbourne versus Brisbane at the MCG. Third quarter. Siren has gone, and Melbourne have kicked 6 goals, 6 to Brisbane, 1-5 in that third quarter. And it is Melbourne by 36 points. Melbourne 104 to Brisbane 68. Brisbane won't get the win in Melbourne and against Melbourne last quarter. Siren has gone. Brisbane made a comeback in the last quarter, but could not get over the line. They kicked 6 goals, 1 to Melbourne, 1-2, and Melbourne have won by 7 points. Melbourne 16-16, 112 to Brisbane 16-9, 105. So that puts Brisbane in 4th spot, Melbourne in 2nd after that win. Let's go to the next game. It is North Melbourne versus the Adelaide Crows. North Melbourne, first quarter's completed, and North Melbourne have kicked 5 goals, 5 to Adelaide, 5-3. And it's North Melbourne versus Adelaide Crows at Marvel Stadium in the last round before the finals. Second quarter siren has gone for halftime, and Adelaide have kicked 5 goals, 3 to North Melbourne, 3-1. And it's Adelaide at halftime by 12 points, 66 to 54. Let's go to the second half of this game. And the third quarter has completed, and Adelaide Crows have kicked 6 goals, 3 to North Melbourne, 1-3. And at three-quarter time, North Melbourne are down by 42 points, 63 to 105. Adelaide going into the last quarter, 42 points up. Final siren has gone. Adelaide have won by 34 points against North Melbourne. Final scores, North Melbourne 12-15, 87 to Adelaide Crows 18-13, 121. So that puts North Melbourne outside the 8 after that big loss against the Crows at home. Next game, Carlton versus Fremantle. Third away, Port Adelaide, they've jumped into the 8th spot. First quarter has completed, and Carlton a 5-3 to Fremantle 5-2. Can Fremantle get a win away from home? Second quarter underway. Halftime has come. Carlton have kicked 5 goals, 5 to Fremantle 3-2. And at halftime, Fremantle are down by 16 points, 52 to 68. Third quarter underway. Three-quarter time has come, and Fremantle have kicked 5 goals 6 to Carlton 5-1, and it is 11 points of difference to Carlton going into the last quarter. Anyone's game here. Final siren has gone, and Carlton have won by 10 points. They kicked 3 goals 4 to Fremantle 3-5. So Fremantle won the last quarter by a point. Final scores: Carlton 18-13, 121 to Fremantle 16-15, 111. Okay, so let's go to the next game. It is St Kilda versus West Coast Eagles. Now, if West Coast win, they will be in the top 4. And the first quarter has completed, and St Kilda and West Coast have kicked 2 goals 4 apiece in that first quarter. Second quarter underway in this match. This game could come down to the wire. And in the second quarter, West Coast have kicked 1 goal 6 to St Kilda 1-3. So at halftime, low scoring, West Coast are up by 3 points. Third quarter underway. Siren has gone, and St Kilda have kicked 2 goals 6 to West Coast 2-3, and at three-quarter time it is 43 apiece. Going into the last quarter, are we going to see another draw? Who is going to win this match? Final siren has gone, and West Coast have just got over the line. They kicked 2 goals 3 to St Kilda 1-5. And West Coast, they have pushed Brisbane outside the top 4 into 5th spot, and West Coast are sitting second on the ladder. So they've pushed Melbourne down to 3rd. So final score: St Kilda 6-18, 54 to West Coast 7-16, 58. Second last game of the home and away seasons: Western Bulldogs versus Richmond. And the first quarter has completed, and Western Bulldogs have kicked 5 goals 1 to Richmond 2-6. 2 seasons in a row, Richmond have missed the finals. Second quarter underway. Siren has gone for half time, and Richmond have kicked 2 goals 5 to Western Bulldogs 1 goal 1. And at half time, Western Bulldogs are 3 points up, 38-35. Third quarter underway. And the third quarter has completed, and Richmond have kicked 5 goals 2 to Western Bulldogs 3-1. And at three-quarter time, Richmond are up by 10 points, 67-57, going into the last quarter of this match: Western Bulldogs versus Richmond at Marvel Stadium. Final siren has gone, and Richmond have won by 18 points against the Western Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs have been pushed outside the 8. North Melbourne come back in after that loss against Richmond. It's intriguing how teams are just popping in to the top 8. Western Bulldogs, final score 11-5, 71 to Richmond 12-17, 89. Well, it all comes down to Essendon versus Gold Coast Suns. So it's 4th versus 6th going into the last game of the home and away season. And the Gold Coast Suns have kicked 6 goals 4 to Essendon 4-6. And the second quarter is underway. Gold Coast are 10 points up. Siren has gone for half time, and Essendon have kicked 4 goals 5 to Gold Coast 4-3. And it is 8 points difference to the Gold Coast Suns, 67-59 going into the third quarter. Third quarter siren has gone, and Essendon have kicked back, and they've kicked 4 goals 2 to Gold Coast 2-1. And at three-quarter time, Essendon are up by 5 points. Let's go into the last quarter of this home and away season before we kick into the finals. Final siren has gone, and Essendon have won this game against Gold Coast Suns. And Essendon Final score 14-15-99 to the Gold Coast Suns, 14-9-93. All right. So that is completion of the home and away season for season 10. And we've got the top 8 all sewn up. So we've got the first week of the finals for Thursday, 18th of September 2025. We've got Collingwood versus Melbourne at the MCG. Essendon versus West Coast Eagles at Marvel Stadium. And then we've got Brisbane Lions versus North Melbourne at the Gabba. And then Gold Coast Suns versus Port Adelaide at Metricon Stadium. Match of the round, we've got Collingwood versus Melbourne. We've got Collingwood winning the minor premiership, Fremantle winning the wooden spoon, and Geelong have been the number 1 offense team for season 10, and they're outside the 8. And then Melbourne, the number 1 defense team, they're in the top 4. And then Essendon, with the biggest winning streak of 3, have made it into the top 4. That has been an exciting season for season 10 for the home and away season, but now it gets into the nitty gritty of the finals. We'll see you for first week of the finals, Thursday, the 18th of September, 2025.